Hello students, in previous class we have seen about the lens, refraction of light through the plane surface and lens. And even for a lens, when you have taken a lens, if the lens is made up of different mediums, this is one medium and it is one medium and this is one medium. Is it okay? Now, how many number of planes are formed? This is made of like N1, N2, N3, three different materials. Then number of images are formed is equal to the number of materials with which the lens is made. Okay? Therefore, number of images formed, number of images equal to the number of mediums with which it is made. The number of mediums with which it is made. If the lens is it is in the configuration, but if a lens is in a vertical, but here it is what one medium, but here it is another medium, then how many number of images form? This system is as a one, because this is one lens and it is another lens, and when the two different lenses are, when the number of lenses are combined, then we get the further combination, we get final image is only one. Is it? And even if you are taken the lens, if the light ray is passing, the refractive index of this lens is N2, surrounding refractive index is N1. Whenever the light passes through this one, so what would be happen here? What will the refractive index of N1 and N2? See that the light passing through this one is not deviating. There is no refraction takes place. When is it possible? If the refractive index of the two mediums are same, then only the light ray undeviated. Therefore, in this case, the refractive index is equal to same. Even whether is it concave or convex also. Even for concave also, if the light passes straight, then the refractive indexes are both remains same. And in the same medium, if the light ray is getting deviated, in this case, what will happen? N2 and this is what here? N1. Surrounding medium is what? N1. And remember, instead of converging, this light is diverging. That represents that at this point, if you are taking this is center of curvature for second surface, and at this point you draw the normal at this point, it is bending away from the normal, away from the normal. Is it? That's what. Here refractive index of the N1 is more than that of the refractive index of the N2 because it is bending towards the normal. Then N1 is greater than N2. Even for a convex lens, concave lens also, if it is deviating, instead of diverging, if it is converging, then what does this represent? If it is N2, it is N1. N1 is greater than N2. For the same convex lens, light converging. So what we know already? Here N2, here N1. So N1 is here, N2 is greater than N1. Even for concave lens also, see the light ray is getting to be divergent. In this case also, refractive index of that lens medium is more than that of the refractive index of the surrounding medium. And then let us raise a point regarding to the prism. What do you mean by the prism? For a prism, how many surfaces we have? How many surfaces we have? A, B, C is a triangular section of a prism. And whenever the light ray is incident on this prism at an angle I, then this light ray is deviated towards R1, and again this refracted ray. Now the medium N2, surrounding medium is N1, refractive index of this prism is N2. Now whenever it emerges again from denser medium to the rarer medium, what would happen? It bends away from the normal, and this is what R2, and it is what here I2. I1 is angle of incidence, R1 is angle of refractions at first and second phases, R2. I2 is the angle of emergence, and A is the angle of prism, refracting angle of prism. A is what? Refracting angle of prism. And R1, R2 are the angles of refraction at first phase and second phase, whereas I2 is the angle of emergence. Which emergence, angle of emergence. I1 is what here? Angle of incidence at first phase. Angle of incidence. Is it? A is angle of prism. Then what would happen? This is what the original direction of the incident ray, and but this is what the direction of the emergent ray. Now the angle between these two is called what? Angle of deviation. And remember, angle of deviation is equal to what we know here. Angle of deviation delta is equal to I1 plus I2 minus A. Whereas A represents angle of prism, A is equal to R1 plus R2. But remember, when you have done a graph to this one, angle of incidence, deviation delta, and angle of incidence. As the angle of incidence increases, the deviation first decreases and becomes minimum at particular angle and again increases. Okay? Now, this is the deviation corresponding is called minimum deviation. And remember, at minimum deviation, angle of incidence and angle of emergence remains same. But for at any point if you have taken, we'll have this is I1 and corresponding to this one it is what? I2. Any angle, for any angle of incidence angle. So that you have to understand one thing, that at minimum deviation, minimum deviation delta is equal to dm. Angle of incidence and the angle of emergence are equal, and R1 is equal to R2. And remember, this refractor is exactly parallel to the base of the prism only at minimum deviation. Refractor is exactly parallel to the base of the prism. Exactly parallel to the base of the prism. Exactly parallel to the base of the prism only at the minimum. So what it is in this case? Minimum deviation is equal to 2I minus A, and A is equal to what I get here? 2R. Then what is the refractive index of the prism? Prism formula, which is mu is equal to sin A plus B by 2 by sin A by 2. This is what we call as a prism formula. Prism formula. But for small angles, what is value for small angles? Sin 0 is equal to 0. That means sin of the angle is equal to that angle. Then sin A, delta m is equal to mu minus 1 into A, or mu or n represents the same refractive index of the prism. But remember, whenever the light passes through the prism, what will happen? When a monochromatic light ray passes through the prism, then it will be deviated. If the composite light passes through the prism, then it is splitting into the different colors. Composite light means what? White light, which is combination of the all the wavelengths. Then it will be splitting into the different wavelengths, different colors, which is violet to red. Now, which is having more deviation? Violet is having more deviation than delta V is greater than delta R. Delta is greater than what? Delta. So that is what? More is the waving, less is the deviation. Less is the waving, more is the deviation for a prism when light passes through that particular prism. And remember, whenever the light passes through the prism, there we have a what would be the minimum angle of a prism to take the grazing the surface. So this is what angle of incidence I1, and here it is what R1, and this is what R2. Now grazing the surface means the light ray refracts through this surface, other end of the face. Then what is the angle of refraction here? Angle of emergence 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Is it? Now what do you mean? A is equal to R1 plus R2, but R2 is nothing but what here? Critical angle. Mu is equal to 1 by sin C. Sin R2. R2 is nothing but what here? Critical angle IC. Because the angle of light ray passing from length period for this particular angle the light ray is grazing, which is critical angle. Then R1 is equal to what is it here? A minus IC. Is it okay? Mu is equal to what is known? 1 by sin C. 1 by sin C. Remember, now you apply this Snell's law at first phase. Snell's law and AB. What is it? Mu sin I1. Sin I1 is equal to what is this one? What is this one? Mu sin R1. Mu sin A minus C. R1 is nothing but A minus C. That is equal to mu sin A cos C minus cos A sin C. Sin C is nothing but what you know? 1 by mu. 1 by mu. So that is what mu into sin A cos C is nothing but what? 1 minus root over 1 by sin C. Root over 1 minus sin square C. 1 by mu square into sin A minus cos A into 1 by mu. Is it? Yes. Then I minimum is equal to sin inverse mu. Mu can be taken common. Then what we have? Mu square mu will be cancelled. Root over mu square minus 1 into sin A minus cos A. This is what the minimum angle for to take space is total reflection. Then I is greater than I minimum, then light emerges. Light emerges. The angle of incidence greater than this one, then light will get emerged. Is it? Whereas for rainbow, formation of the rainbow. So what types of the rainbows we have? Critical angle for water air interface is 480. Now we have primary rainbow and secondary rainbow. So conditions, you know, the sun should be at the back and while raining in opposite direction. In primary rainbow, violet is at the bottom, red is at the top, violet is at bottom. So with the direction of this one, it is 40 degrees and it is 42 degrees. Whereas in secondary rainbow, violet is at the top and red is at the bottom, and this angle is 50 degrees and 53 degrees in the direction of the incident light. Now this is what 3-step process, but it is a 4-step process. Refraction, one internal reflection and refraction. Here refraction, 2 internal reflections, and again one refraction, dispersion, refraction, and internal reflections. Is it? Then this is 3-step process, and it is bright compared to this one, but this is what fainter than the primary rainbow. Is it? And what is Rayleigh scattering of the light? Rayleigh scattering, the intensity of scattering light is 4th power of the wavelength. Because of this one, the sun appears to be red at sunrise and at sunset. Is it? Clouds appears white because of there is no dispersion of the light. Even the earth appears to be, sky appears to be blue because of the refraction of the light, is all due to the refraction of the light. And let me discuss, when we have seen about the lenses, what type of lenses we have: convex lens or concave lens, and even plano convex lens, plano concave lens, or concave convex lens, different types of lenses we have. And these, to observe the distant objects we need a telescope, and to observe the very small objects like a bacteria we need a microscope. Then what these are called? Optical instruments. Optical instruments. What are optical instruments? Like microscope, simple microscope. Simple microscope. Simple microscope is a convex lens of small focal length, short focal length. Convex lens of short focal length. Remember, magnifying power of the microscope. Magnifying power of the microscope is the angle separated with instrument. Angle with the instrument to the angle separated by the naked eye, unaided eye. Without instrument, if you observe directly, then angle with the unaided eye, that is called magnifying power, angular magnification, even which is can be written angle separated with the eye to be beta by alpha. Now the magnifying power M, magnifying power of the simple microscope, to get the image at a near point. At near point, to get the image at near point is what here? M is equal to 1 plus d by f, where d is called near point. Near point. For ordinary eye, this is what? 25 centimeter. For ordinary eye, near point is 25 centimeter. But to get the image at far point or at infinity, m is equal to d by f. F represents the focal length of this simple microscope. Whereas, but the simple microscope is having the magnifying power is less. To get higher magnification, still we need a microscope which is called compound microscope. But in compound microscope, we have two types of the lenses, which is which is near to the object is called objective, which is objective, and this is what we call eye lens, eyepiece or eye lens. And the focal length of the objective is less than that of the focal length of the eye lens, less than focal length of the eye. Now the separation between these two lenses is called tube length, which is nothing but focus point of the focus point of the objective to the focus point of the eye lens is called what? Length of the tube length of the microscope. But remember, whenever the image formed at near point, for near point means what? If it is this is what short focal length f0, and this is having a focal length fe. Is it okay? If the object is nearer, which is beyond f, in between f1 to f, will get image, and again we have here. This is what the final image is inverted with respect to the object. Now near point data magnification is equal to f0 by f L by f0 into 1 plus d by fe. But remember, magnification is the magnification of the object into magnification of the eye lens. Then what is the length of the microscope here? Image distance of the object to v0 and object distance of the eye lens. Then v0 plus ue is the length of the microscope. Whereas for far point, even you can write this is nothing but m0 is equal to v0 by u0. Is it okay? For far point, m is equal to L by f0 into d by fe is the magnification for a compound microscope to get the image at far point or at infinity. Whereas telescopes are used to observe the distant objects. And for this one, for near point here, f naught is greater than fe. F naught is greater than fe. And in this case, the magnification at near point what we have magnification L by f naught by fe into 1 plus fe by d. 1 plus fe by d. Whereas in this case the length of the microscope is v naught plus ue. V naught plus ue. Is it okay? Remember, if the object is at infinity, where we get image near to the focus. Is it? And that's what when we will write here, L is equal to f naught plus fe. But not always, this is not always f naught plus fe. But to get the image at far point, for far point, m is equal to f naught by fe magnification, whereas length is equal to f naught plus fe. So these are the microscopes. Remember, this type of microscopes are called the refracting type telescopes. Remember, because of we need a convex or concave lenses, what we have, lenses have more mechanical support. We need a more mechanical support. Even we need to construct larger aperture. More is the aperture, more is the intensity. But if we construct a lens with a larger aperture, we cannot support or we cannot make it. And even we have chromatic aberrations. We cannot make it easy free from chromatic aberration. For that purpose, we are using a reflecting type telescopes, which are called in that one we have parabolic mirrors, so that even there is no chromatic or spherical mirrors used, and the mechanical support is very less, so that the reflecting type telescopes are more advantage than that of the refracting type telescope. But only the disadvantage is that for observation, an observer should sit in a case and has to observe that one. That is only the disadvantage of the reflecting type telescope. Let me discuss the objectives based on this one. We discussed in previous class till 36th one. Let me discuss. Let me start with 37th one. To optic axis of a thin equiconvex lens is the x-axis. Then coordinates of a point object and its image are -40 centimeter, and object of height 1 centimeter. This is what 1 centimeter. And image is at 50 centimeter mark. Let us take here 50 centimeter mark, but the image is -2 centimeter. -2 centimeter means what? Below the principal axis. And they ask you to calculate what will be the location of the lens. They are asking to find the location of the lens. Now in this case, we don't know where we have the lens. It is not exactly at 0, not at the origin. Then at what point is that lens is located? That will remember, when you have taken what is the distance from object to the lens. Distance from object to the lens is how much? Distance from object to the lens, v plus u is equal to here 40, and this is totally about 90 centimeter. But even what do you mean by the magnification? Magnification is nothing but what? M is equal to height of the image by height of the object, that is equal to what? V by u. So that what I can write here, V by u is equal to size of the image is what? 2. My size of the object is what? 1. I am not considering the negative sign because we are measuring the distance. Then V is equal to what you know? 2u. So V is equal to 2u, but we know V is plus is equal to 90. So substitute in first equation. Then from this one what I get? 2u plus u is equal to how much is it? 90. Then 3u is equal to how much is it? How much is it? 90. Then u is equal to how much? 30 centimeter. 30 centimeter. The distance which is nothing but 30. Then here it is what? Minus 10. From here to here it is how much? 30 centimeter. Okay? Then what is the coordinates for this one? X is equal to minus 10 centimeter. Coordinate. They are asking only the coordinates, which is minus 10 centimeter. 4 parts. So let us see the next one. 38 one. 38 one. Two similar plano-convex lenses are combined together in three different ways as shown in adjoining figure. The ratio of focal lengths in three cases. Look at this one. Here it is a two plano-convex are arranged like this, and one is like this we have, and one more is also like this, and even this is also like this we have one. And remember, in previous class already we have discussed that one. When a lens is cut into two equal parts, then each part will become what? EDF means this will be 2f and each part will become 2f, and this is also 2f. Then again, when these two are combined, what do you get? 1 by 2f plus 1 by 2f, which is nothing but what? F. Therefore, 1 is to 1 is to 1 will get same focal length combination. That is first half. A focal length of the lens is 10 cm. What is the power of a lens of the diameter? Focal length is given 10 cm. What is the power of a lens? 1 by f. Okay. 100 by f in centimeter. And 100 by 10 is equal to what? 10 diameter is the power of a lens, which is what is that? Sorry, 10 centimeter. So if you have taken 1 by 10, 1 by 10 now means 1 by 10 centimeter. If you convert it is what you have? This is what? 0.1. 0.1. Okay, we have 100 by f only, then 10 diameter only will get. Okay, let me cut. So 1 by 0.1 is equal to what? 10 diameter. And 48. 39 which option? First option. And what is 41? A balloon is filled with the hydrogen. For sound waves this balloon behaves like a. So remember what will be happen? Balloon is filled with a hydrogen. Remember hydrogen density is less. So if the density is less means what will be happening to the speed of the sound in that medium? More. Speed of the sound is more means what does that medium? Rare. And this behaves that outside medium is dense medium, inside that is what? Rare medium. Then it behaves like a what? Diverging lens. Okay? Diverging lens. Just we have seen for convex, even the convex lens surrounded medium is more refractive. How does it act? Like a diverging lens. Is it? So 42nd one in 42nd option. And the 41st one, two lengths of power P is equal to 15 diopter and P2 is equal to -3 diopter. -3 diopter. Placed in contact the focal length of the combination. Then when two lengths are kept in contact, what is the resultant focal length or what is the resultant power? P is equal to what is known? P1 plus P. So 15 minus 3 is equal to what? 12 diopter. But they are asking what? Focal length. Focal length. So what is focal length? 1 by f is equal to what? Then y f is equal to what again? 1 by 12. 1 by 12 in a diopter, that is 100 by 12. 100 by 12 means what you can write here? 8.33. Remember 12 means it is in meter, but when you have taken in centimeter, 100 by f. Is it? Then 8.33 centimeter is the focal length of this. What is second one? Area of light is incident at 60 degrees on one face of the prism, which is an angle of incidence. Then I is equal to how much is it? 60 degrees. I is equal to 60 degrees. And refractive index is √3. Refractive index is √3. The angle of emergence is Tell me. Apply this Snell's law. Snell's law at AB first phase Then refractive index of A 1 into sin I is equal to mu into sin R1, R2 and E are angular functions. Then 1 into sin 60 is equal to root 3 into sin R1. Okay? Now what we can write here? Sin 60 is what? Root 3 by 2 is equal to root 3 sin R1. Root 3 with 3 cancel. Then R1 is equal to sin R1 is equal to 1 by 2 means R1 is equal to 30 degrees. Now look at this one. Here it is 30 degrees. This is 60 and here it is what? 30. Remember, A is equal to what you know? R1 plus R2. What is this one? Angle of prism is what here? 60 degrees. Given already. The refract, then what is R2? R1 is 30 and R2 is what here? R2 is 30 degrees. Now, this is 30. R1 is equal to R2 means what? That is a minimum deviation position. Therefore, what should be the angle of incidence and angle of emergence? 60 degrees. Therefore, angle of emergence is also what? 60 degrees. 43rd one. A light ray is incident upon a prism in minimum deviation position and suffers deviation of 30 degrees, 34 degrees minimum deviation. If the shade of the prism is knocked off, the ray will be. Shade of the means what? We have this one and this is a shade A. Then what is the minimum deviation for a small angle prism? N minus 1 into A. Is it okay? But when half of this one is knocked, what is angle of prism now? A by 2. After knocked out the half, then D dash is equal to what? N minus 1 into A by 2. New angle of prism is A by 2. Then D dash is equal to N minus 1 into A, which is equal to how much is it? 34. Then 34 by 2, which is 17 degrees the new minimum deviation for the prism when it is a part of this one is knocked out. Forty-fourth one. When the prism is immersed in water, then thin prism, the deviation to the prism becomes how much times the deviation when it is in? In A, that means D is equal to what? Mu minus 1 into E. But in water, this is refractive index of the glass with respect to A. What is it here? 1.5 minus 1. 3 by 2 given. Minus 1 into A. So then 3 minus 1 by 2, A by 2. A by 2. Now D2 in water, refractive index of the glass with respect to water, surrounding medium of the prism is what? Water. Minus 1 into A. Prism is, angle of prism is remaining same. Then refractive index of the glass by refractive index of the water minus 1 into E. That is equal to D2 is equal to 3 by 2 by 4 by 3 minus 1. Given the refractive index of the glass and the water, that is equal to what you get here? 9 by 8 minus 1 into A. Then 9 minus 8 by 9 by 8 minus 1 means what? 9 minus 8 by 8, which is 1 by 8 into A. But D2 in terms of the deviation, D2 by D1 is equal to D2 is what? A by 8 by A by 2, which is equal to what? 1 by 4. Then what is that one? 1/4 of the D2 is equal to what? 1/4 of the D1, which is second option. Let us see 45th one. Which of the following diagrams correctly dispersion of white light by a prism? So look at this one. In third one, which is having more wavelength, that will be deviated less. Which is having less wavelength, deviated more. In first diagram, more deviation is what? Violent towards the base. Then that is what? Correct option, first one. 46th one and 46th one and 48th one are related to the I concept, and that I concept is terminated, deleted. So that we will see that 47th one. In a simple microscope, if the final image is located at infinity, then its magnifying power is simple microscope. To get the image at infinity, what is magnification? D by F. But D given is how much is it? 25. A point for normal is what? 25. Then 25 by F is first option. 49. An astronomical telescope has an angular magnification of 5. Angular magnification is what? 5. For distant objects, the separation between the object and the eyepiece is 36 cm. Remember, for normal distant objects means for when object image formed at infinity, whereas distance between those two is given as 36. From this one, what you can write here? F naught is equal to 5 Fe and substitute F naught. 5 Fe plus Fe is equal 36. Then 6 Fe is equal to 36. Fe is equal to 6 cm. So Fe 6 cm means what? F naught is equal to 5 into 6, which is 30 cm. And focal length of the object is 30 cm. And focal length of the lens is how much is it? 6 cm. An option fourth option. 50th. The diameter of the moon is 3.5 into 10 power 3 km. So diameter of the moon is given 3.5 into diameter of the moon is given 3.5 into 10 power 3 km. Whereas the distance from Earth, if you are taking a Earth from here Earth, the distance is given 3.5 into 10 power 6 km. 3.5 into 3.8 into 10 power 5 km. Is it? Then let me take here it is x is capital T, and let me take here it is small d. From distance from Earth to Moon. And the focal length of the object and eyepiece are 4 meter and 10 centimeter respectively. The limit of resolution of diameter of the image of the moon will be approximately. Now tell me, what do you mean by the magnification? Beta by alpha is equal to F naught by Fe for point. But alpha is nothing but what? Angle obtained by the object with unaided eye, not with telescope. So this beta is nothing but here limit of resolution, which will get in the next topic, wave optics. So that what we can write here, alpha is the angle, alpha is equal to small d. Length of the arc is equal to what? Length of the arc d into alpha. Alpha is equal to d by capital. L is equal to r theta. Then alpha is equal to substitute this one 3.5 into 10 power 3 by 3.8 into 10 power 5. Both are kilometer only. Okay? But this is in radian. But you convert 1 radian into degree. Remember, 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radian. Then 1 radian is equal to what you get here? 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degree. 180 by pi. So let me substitute here 180 by pi. Then alpha is equal to 3.5 into 10 power 3 by 3.8 into 10 power 5. So look at this one, 10 power 3, here 10 power 2 will be remaining. 10 power 2 into 180 by pi value is nothing but what? 22 by 7. Let me write here into 7 by 22 degree. And substitute those values. Beta is equal to F naught by Fe into eyepiece is 4 meter. 4 meter. 4 meter means what? 400 centimeter. And focal length of the object is how much? 10 centimeter. Substitute those values. Substitute those values. What do you get here? F0 by F, F0. 400 by telescope will have more focal length, is it? So F0 by F0 40 10 by focal length of the object is 4 meter. So this is what for object 2, this is eye lens. Object 2 400 by 10 into alpha value is this one 3.5 into 3.5 by 3.8 into 180 by 7 by 22, is it? And calculate here 0 40 and here what we can take around you take 5.4 here 6 7 8 around 8 or let me take here is approximately 2 times, so that what we get by calculating on calculating we get 21 digit. So this is what just magnifying power of the telescope, based on this magnifying power of the telescope. 51st one, the variation of the angle of incidence with the angle of deviation with the angle of incidence. What would that angle have? As the angle of incidence increases, the deviation first increases and becomes minimum and again increases. Then what option we get here? First option is correct. 52nd one, a ray of light travels from a medium of refractive index mu to A. So you need mu, here it is a traveling. The angle of incidence that has been is theta, measured from the normal to the boundary, and the angle of deviation is delta. Delta plotted against theta. Which of the following best represents the results curve? So here what the angle of incidence is given here theta, is it? Now as the angle of incidence increases, what happens to the angle of deviation? What happens to the angle of deviation? Decreases, but not linearly. Is it okay? But not linearly. So this is what deviation and this is what angle of incidence in denser medium. Now if the angle of incidence in a denser medium for critical angle for theta c till critical angle, what happens is deviation as the angle of incidence increase, then the deviation. The angle of incidence means the deviation also increases. Okay, deviation also increases but not linearly. But at critical angle, what is deviation? What is deviation at critical angle? At critical angle, this is what if it is critical angle, then R is equal to how much here? 90 degrees. Is it okay? Then this is theta means what? 90 minus theta. So at this at critical angle, what is this one? 90 minus theta. After that, if the angle of incidence increase, what would be the total angle of reflection takes place? Then in this case, deviation is equal to 180 minus 2 theta c. Now if the angle of incidence increase, what happens to the deviation? Deviation will be decreases. Deviation will be increases. Deviation will be what? First option. And then 53rd the given graph of deviation and angle of incidence, and what are these values These values are given as 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees and this is 15 degrees and it is 16 degree, 60 degree. What is this? Where's the angle of incidence? They are asking angle of prism. Angle of prism. So how do you get? Tell me, this is what deviation delta is equal to 30. Corresponding angles are what called I1 and this is what I2. Is it okay? Then delta is equal to what is the formula? I1 plus I2 minus A. Substitute 30 is equal to 15 plus 60 minus A. Angle of incidence, angle of emergence. And this angle of incidence and angle of emergence are equal only at minimum deviation position. Is it? Then only the refractor is parallel to the base of the prism. Now what will be here? 30 is equal to 75 minus A. Then A is equal to 75 minus 30, which is 45 degree. Is the what option we have? Second option we get. Second option. So these are what the objective is what we have discussed from this reactics and optical incidence event. You can see Lenz formula and the mirror equation 1 by V minus 1 by U. 1 by U is equal to 1 by L. If you are drawn the graph for V and U for a convex lens, for real images, you have done the experiment in second PUC. What would happen? As the object distance increases, what happens to the image distance? Decreases, and it will be 2f, and at 2f will be having same. Is it? Then at what points it will be same? At this point the focal length will be same. We have to conduct this experiment. Nature of the graph. This is for real image. For plane mirror. Why I have done in second quadrant? Object distance is in what? Negative. VR is what? On positive value. So that's what we have done. Or even you can get real image. This is for real image and this is for plane mirror. Is it? And if you have taken for virtual images get this graph. And even depending upon 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Look at this one. 1 by V is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by F. For real images, sign conventions follow. Real images, U is equal to what? Negative. For lens, convex lens, U is negative. V is what? Positive. F is equal to positive. Then what you get? 1 by V is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by F. U is negative. Then it is in the form of Y is equal to mx plus c. M is equal to minus 1. If you draw the graph for 1 by V and 1 by U, is it okay? Then Y is equal to negative intersect. Is it? Y is equal to mx plus c. Yes, c is positive inside. Then this is what here 1 by F, 1 by V, 1 by U graphs. So between what we have drawn the graphs, need to derive the relation between these two. And these are not limited with what we have. Whatever we have reference books, through that one you can practice a number of bits so that you can succeed. And remember that one, you need to remember compulsory the textbook perfectly for CET examination point of view.